Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. No unity with the Shia Rafidah. Many of you are going, whoa, Akhi, talking about a very, very controversial topic. Well, many of you who've actually followed me, especially under my previous account, Saif al-Mujahid 99, you know I don't back down. And I'm going to tell it like it is. That's what you expect of me, and that's what I deliver to you. But inshallah, this will be brief because it is a very, very lengthy topic. Many Muslims want Shiism, Sunnism, unity. That's what they call for. In fact, that is the same ploy, same method that the shaitan himself utilizes, and his little minion, Khomeini. Says there's no Shia, no Sunnism, no Shiism, we're all one. Really? Let me ask yourself. Ask yourselves this. Do you love the Sahaba? Do you love the Sahaba? If you do, then you don't want Shia Sunnism, unity. Plain and simple. So, what do I mean by this? Well, first of all, we'll cover very briefly some topics. They use the method of, like I said, taqiyya. What is taqiyya? What it is a form of hypocrisy, hiding. In fact, it's a form of what the Jews use. If you go into their books, they even state in their most highly, proliferated books that they hold very high, it says that a Jew does not have to expose the true teachings of Judaism to a goyim. What is a goyim? A non-Jew. Sounds familiar, right? And they like to lie. They like to say this, they like to say that. And briefly, I will mention some things that their little great Ayatollah Khomeini, who a lot of the Shia Rafidah follow, I'd say the vast, vast majority of them, stated this on the 17th and 18th of September 1979. Islam is a political religion whereby everything, even its forms of worship and its ritual prayers, have a political nature. He also goes on in his book, Peculiarities of Divine Religions. The religion of Islam is a political religion in which everything has a political dimension, even its forms of worship. Now, that may be some brothers like, okay, Akhi, what's the point? You say that you love the Sahaba. Really? You really believe that? In the book written by Al-Qur'ani, extracted from Al-Kafi, it states, after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people became murtads except for three: Miqdad bin Aswad, Abu Thar Ghifari, and Salman al-Farsi radiyallahu anhu. Those three, that's it. That's it. That's it, nobody else. They consistently attack Abu Bakr and Umar radiyallahu anhu. You may be saying, no they don't. Oh yes they do. Oh yes they do. Have you ever heard of Mullah Bakir Majlisi? In his books, continuously, and so does Khomeini, Al-Qur'ani, all them, stating that the lanat and the adab, the punishment, the curse and the punishment of Allah be upon Umar and Abu Bakr. Na'udhu billah. That's out of their own books, brothers and sisters. I can list all the books that they have here. Also, it states Al-Qur'ani attributes the following statements to Imam Bakr, one of the highest Shia ranking Imams, by Allah. These two were Abu Bakr and Umar were the first to settle on our necks. That means Ahlul Bayt. May the lanat of Allah, the angels, and of mankind be on these two. You want Shia unity with them, yet they curse the companions. Another way that they copy the Jews, and it states here, plain and simple, the day when Hadrat Umar radiallahu anhu was killed is such an occasion of rejoicing that Allah Ta'ala declared permissibility of sitting for 3 consecutive days. That is, each year for 3 days. From the date of Umar's death, and radiallahu anhu, but I'm adding that part in, his murder, Shias, or we are permitted to fornicate, consume alcohol, steal, and commit all sins and crimes with the complete equanimity, since sins are not recorded in these 3 days. Na'awudhu billah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. But they're cursing this brilliant companion. But what did the Shia, what did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying? If there had been a Nabi after me, it would have been Umar. He also says the sternness in the law of Allah is Umar. Yet you want unity with these people. Doesn't make any sense, brothers and sisters. Does not at all make the slightest sense. How do they copy the Christians? Well, everybody knows, you'll hear Shia say, we don't think Ali is Allah. Now, not all of them do. I will be the first to say, not all of them do. But, written by Khomeini, in several books, he states, it is one of the essential beliefs of our shi'i school that no one can attain the spiritual status of the Imam, that's Ali radiallahu anhu, and the 12 Imams, the others as well. Not even the cherubim or the prophets. Really? The Shia book Usul al-Kafi states, and I quote, the laws brought by Ali radiallahu anhu, his rank is like the rank of Muhammad. I'm not making this up, brothers and sisters. It's right here. It's right here. How can I make this up? This is directly out of their books, and there's so much. So much yet. You want to unite with these liars, these kafirs. These kafirs, you want to unite with them. They also talk about the Quran is not the real Quran. You may be saying, wait a second, hey, I've heard Shia say, we don't believe that. Have you ever heard the word taqiyya? They're lying to you. How do I know that? Well, it's mentioned in their books. It is mentioned in their books. All you have to do is read. Imam Jafar Sadiq, who's regarded by the Shias as one of their Imams. Everybody knows that. He states, it's stated in Al-Kafi, when the Qaim, the Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, appears, he will recite the book of Allah Azza wa Jal in its correct form, and he will bring out the Mus'haf, the Quran, which Ali alayhi salam wrote. Now, we love Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, but you don't say alayhi salam unless you're a prophet. Ali radiallahu anhu was not a prophet. He was a companion, a beloved companion. He also states in Al-Kafi, quote, none but the Imams alayhi salam compile the whole Quran. Ya Ikhwan, what is this? Also, in Al-Kafi, quote, none among mankind but a great liar claims that he has compiled the whole Quran as it was revealed. No one compiled it, nor memorized it as Allah revealed it, but Ali bin Abi Talib and the Imams after him. That's their books. So what is this saying in regards to that? In 3 bullet points, all who claim to have compiled the true Quran are great liars. None, these are not my words. None besides Hadrat Ali radiallahu anhu and the Shi'i Imams compiled the Quran. Only Hadrat Ali radiallahu anhu and the Shi'i Imams were hufas. They memorized the Quran. Only they had memorized the Quran, and others who claim they had memorized the Quran are liars. It's right there. It's right there. And here's another one. Just the last one in regards to this. In Al-Kafi, Imam Jafar Sadiq said, when Ali alayhi salam, that's how they say it, wrote and completed it, the Quran, he came to the people, the Sahaba, and said to them, this is the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, as Allah has revealed it to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The people said, this volume with us contains the Quran. We are not in need of it, the Quran that supposedly Ali radiallahu anhu brought to them. Then Ali said, by Allah, after this you will not see it. That is lying. That is lying. Yet you want to unite with them. What is that? What is that? How about there are so many how they state by Alama Kazwini, the Shia commentator of Al-Kafi, explains the purport of Imam Jafar Sadiq's statement is that a great part of the original Quran has been omitted, and that the original Quran is not among the well-known present texts of the Quran. That's Sharh al-Kafi Bab Fadlil Quran. That's out of his book. That's out of his book. Right here. That's out of his books. Then they go on in Ihtijaj Tabrisi, which the Shia cleric regards as one of the most authentic and highly placed books of Shiism, that Hadrat Ali radiallahu anhu is alleged to have said that between two particular verses of the Quran, more than 1/3 of the Quran was excised, meaning taken out, by the Sahaba. The following lie is attributed to Hadrat Ali radiallahu anhu by a Shi'i priest. What did it say? This pertains to, and I quote, this pertains to what I had mentioned earlier regarding the omission from the Quran by the Munafiqeen, between the statement Fil Yatama and Nikahin Nisa. More than 1/3 of the Quran has been excised. Na'udhu billah. Also, Al-Quryani, who records in his Usul al-Kafi, Abu Abdullah alayhi salam, as they say it, said, verily with us is the Quran of Fatima. What do they, the Sunnis, know about the Quran of Fatima? It is the Quran which is thrice the size, or 3 times the size of your Sunni's Quran. By Allah, this is what they say, in it, the Shi'i Quran, there is not a letter or harf of your Sunni Quran. What they're saying is that their Quran is completely different from ours, letter by letter. As you just write there, I will repeat it. It says, by Allah, in it, the Shi'i Quran, that's what they say, there is not a letter, a harf, of your Sunni Quran. Na'udhu billah. Yet you want to unite with these people. Why? They curse the companions. They curse the companions, ya mu'mineen. And if you consider yourselves true believers, then you become kafirs if you believe this. And then they go on and curse Aisha and Hafsa radiallahu anha. What did Allah Ta'ala say in the Quran? The Nabi has a greater claim on the believers than their own selves and his wives or their mothers. That's Allah Ta'ala in the Quran al-Kareem stating that. But what do they allege? This Mullah Bakr Majlisi, may Allah curse him, in Hayatul Qulub, one of the most authoritative books in Shia religion, he says repeatedly described Hadrat Aisha and Hadrat Hafsa, and I'm adding radiallahu anhuma, as munafiqs. In this book, Bakr, who also alleges, and I quote, Aisha and Hafsa martyred Rasulullah by giving him poison, volume 2, page 870. Also in volume 2, page 745, accusing Shaykhain and their daughters of conspiracy, the Sahaba, and their daughters of conspiracy to murder Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Shi'i Bakr writes in Hayyul Qayyum, the same book. The same book. He also quotes, and I quote, thus these two male munafiqs, Abu Bakr and Umar, that's his writings, and those two female munafiqs, he states Aisha and Hafsa, agreed to murder Rasulullah by administering poison to him. We'll even go outside religious writings. How about on the 25th of August 1982 in the Tehran Times, Tehran in Iran, it states, and I quote, now that we see Ali and Ammar, Uwais al-Qarani, and others face to face with Aisha and Az-Zubair and Talha, we do not feel any hesitation, for we see the second group as people with a look of criminals. That is, the effects of evil and treachery are evident on their faces, and when we look at their faces and their treacherous characters, we guess that they are the people of the fire. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. But what does it say in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim? What does it say? Quote, do not hurt me regarding Aisha. And that's the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying that. The superiority of Aisha over women is like the superiority of tharid, a kind of food, over all food. And that's in Sahih Muslim. Also in Sahih Muslim, O Aisha, Jibreel recites salam to you. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that. In regards to Hadrat Zubair radiallahu anhu, what did the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam say? Every Nabi had a Hawari, a helper, excuse my Arabic, had a helper, and my Hawari is Zubair. Zubair will be in Jannat. Just Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So how can, and also regarding to Talha and Zubair again, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in Tirmidhi, Talha and Zubair will be my two neighbors in Jannat. Yet, these Rafidah, these kafirs, curse these people. They hold Hadrat Ali radiallahu anhu, as you said, as the same status as the Anbiya, the same rank as Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When they talk about their 12 Imams, they say alayhi salam. Who do we attribute that phrase to? Only the Anbiya. Do not fall for these treacherous people. Do not fall for these great liars. And there are brothers and sisters every day leaving true Islam. Leaving true Islam to become kafirs. Either Christians or Jews or Hindus, or especially in uprising and becoming Shia. Why? Why? Many people, especially one brother who I knew, became a shi'i. He said, because every time I asked about Ahlul Bayt, radiallahu anhum, every time I ask about him, they say, oh, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Oh, no, we can't get into that. That's their excuse. That was his excuse. Here's the reason why. Because do you know how many volumes you would have to go through to understand everything? Do you know how many volumes? A lot. There's no simple answer to that. There's no simple answer, and not many people know the true story. So these, in closing, the people, these so-called believers, these Sunnis, some of these Sunnis who want this Shia-Sunni unity, are blind, ignorant, stupid, lacking of knowledge, Islamic knowledge, and consumed by treacherous lies called taqiyya that even Khomeini and many Shi'i clergy say that they have to use. Brothers and sisters, may Allah protect us all from these kafirs. May Allah bring the barakah into our hearts, into our lives. May Allah bring the nur in our light, in our lives and in our hearts. And may Allah protect us from all those who try to slam down Islam. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.